He's Senior Innovator with Verizon Telematics, looking out 6 months to 25 years. That's a pretty cool gig, and it's amazing. And he does assure me that his hair color is natural. So, so to talk to us about prepping for the Internet of Everything, Bob Siegel.
All right, I thank you, folks. It is 4 o'clock, and folks, I know people are starting to get a little bit tired, so I'm going to try to get some energy into this room and get folks moving, okay? So to begin with, I want to get some audience participation here, and a quick question. I had my car recalled recently, okay? Anybody here have their car recalled? Show me your car recalls. Anybody here not have a car recalled? Okay, wow, that's good. I've been through it a couple of times, and it's usually really a pain in the neck, but this time it was not so bad. I pulled my car into the dealership. They hooked up some kind of machine to the car's electronics port and downloaded some software. 25 minutes later, I was out. That was less time than I spent going to and from the dealership. Folks, that's a huge win for what we call the Internet of Everything, because it was a software download that repaired my car. But it's also a huge opportunity for the Internet of Everything, because you know what? Telematics companies like mine are working with auto manufacturers to turn that drive to and from the dealership into something you don't have to do. We'll download that software to your vehicle wirelessly. Give you a little note, say, hey, we would like to update your car. If you agree, we'll do it right then and there over the Internet. It is a beautiful opportunity for what we call the Internet of Everything. Now, I know that there are a few of you who are asking, why is a telematics guy talking to us at a market research conference? Okay, what's that got to do? What has a telematics guy got to do with the Internet of Everything, and why is he talking to us at a market research conference? And the rest of you are asking, what the heck is telematics anyway? Okay, it's this bizarre thing, and I want to assure you, whoops, wrong way, I think. I want to assure you that you're not alone if you don't know what telematics means. Using survey techniques, the top of the line stuff that we've seen around here, we have found that 96.7% of all people, when they hear the word telematics, their eyes roll up into the back of their head and their brain waves resemble those allegedly seen by outer space aliens being held at a secret government installation in Roswell, New Mexico. Okay? That's what and the marketing guys that are here with me are just looking at me, just please help us get some budget and we'll fix that. You know, I'm trying. Let me introduce or reintroduce you to what telematics is. Telematics is internet speak, or Internet of Everything speak, for all of these really cool services that we can provide to your car. We can also provide them to cargo, to ships, to human beings, anything that's moving. And we also collect a lot of data, gobs and gobs of data off of these moving vehicles. Okay? And that helps us to understand what is going on with the cars, what is going on with people, how cars are being driven today. We know stuff that the auto manufacturers don't even know about their cars, all because of the services that we provide. Now, as far as the Internet of Everything, I want to make sure we're on the same page. You probably can't really see this chart, okay? And that's okay. I'm trying to illustrate, trying to dramatize just a little bit how vast this thing that we call the Internet of Everything is. I mean, this is too big to be constrained on a PowerPoint slide. We are talking about machines connecting to the internet, machines connecting to each other, vast changes to better all of humanity, and this stuff is going on right now. So let me constrain this for you just a little bit. Let me bring this down into something a little bit more meaningful. In healthcare, we are already moving healthcare out of the traditional medical offices and allowing doctors to conduct not only monitoring and not only tests, but able to provide treatments to you when you're not even at a traditional medical office. You can be at home, you can be at work. Imagine having your heart and blood pressure monitored in a normal atmosphere and not in a medical facility. We can place little nanobots into your body that Bluetooth out to your cell phone, up to the cloud, and the doctor can read what's going on and even send treatments back down from the cloud to your cell phone into your body in a very non-invasive but very direct way. This is going on today. We all know what's going on with work. We can take work everywhere. We can do work in all new places. All kinds of businesses are opening up to us. Most of us here are remaining connected with our offices today. Okay? It's not just a matter of being able to be here and staying in touch. It's a matter of we can be here, many of you are here right now, keep getting things moving forward at your office. You're doing that while I'm up here talking to y'all. But that's okay. I understand. I've had to do that myself quite a bit. Okay? That's the world of work. The connected home, we are starting to remove a lot of the drudgery, everything from robotics to new tools and connectivity that help the elderly, the infirm, continue to live in our homes, help us keep watch of our children, of our pets, making us more fit and healthy. All of this is occurring because of this great thing called the Internet of Everything. And it is just, the possibilities to advance humanity are just incredible. I don't have enough superlatives to describe all this. Whoops, and I keep hitting the back button. I don't mean to do that. But folks, it's not all great. In a recent article, provocatively titled "The Internet of Nothings," The Economist magazine pointed out that the vast majority of our connected devices today are just our cell phones, our tablets, PCs, some routers, that kind of stuff. Fabulous technology, no doubt, but nowhere near the sexy, fabulous things that I'm talking about, the incredible stuff that the future holds. We're missing a lot of opportunities. Folks, we're just not delivering on what we could be in the Internet of Everything. And folks, this is where your clients, your customers need your help. And I don't think they necessarily realize all of what they're missing. And that's what I want to speak with you about today. This is what I want to drive home, is that there is a lot more going on in the Internet of Everything that should involve the marketing researchers, not just the marketing research, but the innovators within marketing research, the kind of people that are here at this meeting today. Folks, you're the people that can be making the big difference to help us deliver on these promises. Okay? Back in, I think it was about 1999, when I was just getting started in the Internet of Everything, I was in a conference about like this, about this size room. We were talking about all of these fabulous things, all of these great visions that we had for the future. And I looked back at some of those documents the other day, and some of those ideas were just plain crazy. Okay? Some of them were stupid. But some of them were really cool. I mean, imagine we had these visions that, all right, so you're sitting at your office and your Internet of Everything system sends you some recipes to select for dinner based on your health needs, your nutritional needs, what you've eaten over the past 24 hours, your activities over the last 24 hours. So you pick your recipe, and then your refrigerator goes and orders all the ingredients you don't have or that you're low on, and orders them from, of course, the lowest priced grocery store that's along the best possible route for you to take from work to home based on traffic and weather and all those kinds of criteria. And naturally, your car reminds you that you have to go to the grocery store, guides you to the grocery store where your order is all ready for you to pick up, and all you have to do is pull in and they pass it to you, and it's already been paid for. Okay? As you get close to home, your thermostat sets your home to the perfect temperature for you. Your oven is preheated. As you pull in, your security system is alerted that you're there. Your garage door opens, your door into your house opens up, and the perfect music for your mood from your playlist plays as soon as you walk in the door. Okay? And your washer and dryer even tell your iron exactly which items of clothing need to be pressed. We're nowhere near that today. Okay? That particular scenario hasn't even begun to appear in our ecosystem in any way, shape, or form. You can cobble that sort of thing together in a sort of Rube Goldberg-esque kind of structure. But it's not smooth, it's not beautiful, and it's not what we thought we would have when I sat here in a room like this in 1999. It's nowhere near what we thought we were going to have today. And so you start to wonder what's going on. You know, we have fabulous things, but we're missing in a lot of areas. So let's look at some of the fundamentals of what marketing and marketing research mean. So you have to know your customer better than ever. You have to be the bridge between the techs. Well, I learned yesterday that we are not so believed by the executives. Okay? That's disappointing. How do we expect the techs to believe us if the execs don't? We need to do a lot more on privacy and security, and I think a lot of that is a marketing research issue. Folks, I think it comes down to, though, we are not providing the easiest to use services out there. We're certainly covering it in design and emotion, but we're not making our products and services the easiest to use. And notice I'm not saying easy to use. I am saying easiest to use. When we talk about this with most people, we hear, yeah, let's add more features. That's not the answer. Easiest to use. And the miss on easiest to use may be understandable, because what is happening is there are so many features that we're trying to build in that we have to go layers and layers and layers down. I was talking with a colleague just last week about the human-machine interfaces and all of these things that people put into telematics systems into the cars, and the reasons why people have to press so many buttons is there's just so many things to offer. What else are you going to do with this stuff? So I've come to a conclusion. You've all seen some format of this. Your customer has a need. They become aware that your product will fill that need, so they make a purchase. You try to retain them as a customer. Okay, you try to keep them from buying. You try to cause them to promote your product. But somewhere you got to teach your customers to use your product. If they don't know how to use it, they're not going to buy it. They're not going to buy it again. They're not going to get the full features. This is where we get the idea, where I got the idea, teach your customers well. Anybody remember that Crosby, Stills, Nash Young song, Teach Your Children Well? Remember that? Teach your children well. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. But I saw a couple people back there. Yeah, dude, I remember. Yeah, no flashbacks. We're almost done. I'm almost finished. Stay with me here. Okay. You can't just teach your customers rote learning either. The great teachers in our schools teach our children to think, to solve the problems. You can't say, oh, that Bluetooth device that you put into your ear, you turn that thing on by going app screen, settings, connected devices, Bluetooth on, scan, select device. Because if that's all you teach them, then when they switch phones and it's a different approach, you'll lose them all over again. So we've got to be able to teach them to think, which means, folks, the marketing researchers have to help us understand how our customers learn. All right? That's what it's all about. It's an area that's wide open. Nobody's touching that yet. How do our customers learn? I have not heard one presentation on that topic, but it is vital. It is a vital piece. So, folks, I want to wrap up this by using one of the most ancient and empirically proven methods for causing learning. Okay? Now, remember I brought up that Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young song? Okay. I need you to all join me in Teach Your Customers Well to the tune of Teach Your Children Well. Okay? Now, if you don't sing, you're going to hear me doing it. I'm mic'd up. It's a bad thing, so you got to help me out. Now, it's real easy. It's Teach Your Customers Well. I don't have a slide for this. I came up with this too late to get it in. Okay? 12 words in 3 groups chunked. So that's another learning technique. Teach your customers well, they'll think you're swell, and then they will buy. Okay? It's easy. We can do this. Everybody on 3. 3, 2, 1. Teach your customers well, they'll think you're swell, and then they will buy. God, you guys are awful. Maybe it's a good thing I am, Mike. Folks, marketers need to be teachers. That's how you learn to use products. If I have time for questions, I'll take any questions. If not, I'll be around afterwards. Oh, we do? It looked like it said 3 minutes.
Is that one something different?
Oh, that's different? Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got tons of time.
Oh, I've been trying to hurry up. I thought that thing was running out on me. Okay. Do we have questions? No questions. Okay.
Oh, this is a smart group. They've got questions. They're just tired after 4, so make them sing one more verse and then
one more verse, yeah.
We've got a mic coming. The cameras can't hear you yell.
I love the concept, okay, of having to teach the customers, but I think of my mom. And how many times I have to teach her how to use a remote control, or how to, use a one-button iPod, right? There's a generational thing there that no one ever had to learn how to use a TV when you pull the button, you turn the channel. It's so complicated now. Is that really a realistic thing to believe that generationally you're going to be able to get through that?
The answer is yes, I think it is. I got to tell you, since I have time a little bit here, I had a friend of mine, unbidden, who told me just last week that he must not be smart enough to use his smart TV or his smartphone. Okay? There was a guy, a Miami Herald columnist, again, just last week, name is Leonard Pitts, you can look this up. His whole column was all about how he'd been locked out of his house because he forgot the code for his door lock, okay? My wife's computer was down for 3 days last week because some Microsoft update messed up with Norton and the whole thing went down. And folks, I have an office computer that I cannot hook up to my printer at home, my wireless printer at home, because I'm just not willing to spend the time to figure out how to do it. Okay, so the answer to your question is, first of all, we're all getting older, and I don't want to stop using these technologies as I get older. But the bigger question is, as marketing researchers, do we know how people learn? What teaching techniques are you using for her? Are you, teaching techniques vary by person, by age, by situation, by emotional. We used to think that some people were visual learners and some people were auditory learners and things like that. That's all nonsense. It changes constantly, but we've got to get underneath what's going on so that we can help people. There's also been a lot of research done within the last few years that really debunks the whole idea that when people get older, they can't learn. It's just a different kind of learning. So that is one of the great questions, okay? That's excellent. And I think that we can teach people. We have to try teaching people, because if not, we're failing to bring this wonderful service to them. I think we can. The neuroscience shows that we can do that. Experience shows that we can do that. Other questions? Does that answer your other questions?
I think we have time for one more quick question.
So I actually want to build on that generational question, but somewhat of the opposite side of the spectrum with Gen Y. It seems to me that Gen Y wants to teach themselves everything, and they're pretty darn good at it, too. Mm-hmm. You know, as managers and bosses like we all are, they don't want to be taught from us. They might want to be inspired by us and mentored by us, but they want to figure it out on their own. So how will marketers address them?
Another excellent question. So these are people who just grew up with technology that didn't exist when I was younger. And, I can't work a lot of the functions on my TV, so I hand it to my kid. So turn this on for me. How do we teach them? It's another area that we've got to look at, because everybody learns a little bit by solving a problem, by identifying or seeing a puzzle and solving that problem. The younger kids do like to do this on their own, and we've got to find ways of guiding kids through. And the best example of how that's being done today is being done by the electronic gaming industry. Boy, they have our kids figured out, and their learning patterns so down. You can learn more about Generation Y and how they learn by looking at the most successful games. Those are the experts in learning today.
Great.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.